All right, man. So we're gonna be talking about nimble crossover today. I spent a very long time working on actually making sure all my information will be correct for today's video. So make sure y'all go ahead and drop a like, man. And if this video helps you out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. We're gonna start off with what you get for just having a level 1 nimble crossover. So I'm not sure if there's more than 3 levels to it because I haven't really looked through all the characters inside this game. But as far as my knowledge goes, there are only 3 levels to this ability, and with each level, your dribble bag increases. Sometimes you get 1 extra dribble, and sometimes you get 2. So let's go ahead and talk about what you get at level 1. So at level 1, you will receive access to the between the leg switch, as well as the hesitation step. So the between the leg switch looks like this. Might have seen this animation a whole lot, especially if you watch my videos, because this is probably one of my favorite animations in the entire game. It just creates so much space, and it helps you stay less predictable and give you more time to examine your defender. Just overall, a really good animation to have on any character, and every character with nimble crossover has access to this. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. Next, we're going to be looking at the hesitation step. So the hesitation step looks like this. This is the animation that I don't like very much because it doesn't really create that much space. But if my defender ends up lagging a little bit too far to the opposite side, pretty easy for me to go ahead and go for a drive and get myself 2 free and easy points. All right, so now we're going to talk about what you get at level 2. So at level 2, you get access to the spin move. And we're not talking about the whirlwind. Everyone's familiar with the whirlwind, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the nimble crossover spin move, which looks like this. Pretty easy to activate if we're being honest. I'm going to tell you how to activate that right now. So the very first thing you need to do is a phase 1 dribble. If you're not familiar with dribble phases, check out the basic dribble tutorial and I will teach you those. So do a phase 1 dribble and then you jump into a phase 2 dribble, but your phase 2 dribble needs to be a ball side drive, because if it's not a ball side drive, you will not be able to get this to activate. And all you have to do is just hold your crossover button during your ball side drive and make sure you keep your analog toward the ball side, and you will activate this just like this. You see I'm just holding my crossover button. Pretty easy. You can look at both my analog and my crossover button to see exactly what I'm doing to activate this. All right, so last on our list, and probably my favorite level of the nimble crossovers, because I barely ever use this. I mean, I do use these quite frequently, don't really use these. So level 1 and level 2, they help, but not nearly as much as the level 3, man, because the level 3 will give you access to Hesi Step, as well as a quick behind the back dribble, not the Steph Curry, the rookie Steph Curry quick behind the back. We're talking about the one like this, the one that y'all see me use in my videos a whole bunch. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here. Just like that. That is a beautiful dribble move. And then you also get access to the Hesi Step, which looks like this. I did a full tutorial on this video. I'm going to go ahead and drop a link to that on the screen for y'all right now. You can click on that link, watch that video, and figure out how to buy yourself some time to examine your defender and actually make an optimal next move. All right, so now we're going to talk about how to get these to activate. So the very first thing that you need is a high-speed dribble. You cannot activate your Hesi Step or your quick behind the back unless you are inside a state of high-speed dribbling. So how do you get your high-speed dribble to activate? There are several ways to actually get this done. So the very first and most common way I see it being done is by simply just doing a phase 2 crossover. So phase 1, phase 2, and you can see we got our high-speed dribble activated. We're able to jump into our Hesi Steps if we activate it before it runs out. So let's go ahead and look at it here. So we got our high-speed dribble. We activate our Hesi Step. That's beautiful. Just make sure y'all remember that the high-speed dribble does have a time limit. So if you plan to use your Hesi Step or your quick behind the back, you need to decide whether or not you're going to do that soon, because if you wait too long, you'll miss the opportunity and you'll have to set up all over again. So in order to activate the Hesi Step, all you got to do, activate your high-speed dribble, hold your analog toward the hand with the ball, and then you just tap your crossover button. Simply just tap it, and you'll jump into a Hesi Step. So now we're going to talk about the quick behind the back. Same concept, except instead of moving your analog toward the hand with the ball, you're going to move it in the opposite hand that doesn't have the ball. You're going to jump into that quick behind the back, and it helps out a whole bunch. Now, one thing to note with this quick behind the back, just because it's a behind the back does not mean you're going to move vertically similar to the regular behind the back dribble. This animation in particular, it leans more towards going toward the rim. So even if I'm moving to the side, he's always going to go towards the rim. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. That is extremely important to note. You don't want to be using this in a way where you feel like you're going to go to the side, because it does not work that way. All right, so another way to get your high-speed dribble activated, and it's actually a pretty good way to combo these is by doing a post up. So you can do a post up step back, you still get your high speed dribble activated. You can do a post up spin move. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all that we did get the high speed dribble real quick. So you can do a post up spin move, you still get your high speed dribble activated, and you can also do a post up spin move in the opposite direction. Same hand with the ball, you still get your high speed dribble. So make sure y'all keep in mind, after a phase 2 crossover, you will have your high speed dribble activated. You will be able to use your Hesi steps. You will be able to use your quick behind the backs. You can also do post ups to activate your high speed dribbles. It doesn't matter which post up animation you use, you will get your high speed dribble activated. You'll have access to your Hesi step and quick behind the back. So all right, man, we're going to wrap this video up. Y'all want to see more of this? Go ahead and drop a like, sub to the channel, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.